To start the training of wheelchair, the coach has to have an assembly of all athletes in front. The coach has to ask individually at the direct interaction with every athlete, asking about his sleep, his body position, if he has got any injury or any pain, and whether he has got any other related problem. At the same time, the coach has to brief all the athletes about the drill, what they are going to do on the day of training, so that the athlete can prepare their mind for the drills. To start any of the training in badminton, the warm up is very important to be done essentially by all the athletes, so that their body should be prepared for the activity which they are going to do on the court. The wheelchair athletes are required to do all the mobility exercises after their body is warm up properly. The athletes are preparing for the drills which they are required to do on the date of training. After the general warm-up, the athletes needs to do specific warm-up, so that their body, their shoulders, their back, their all parts should be ready to for the vigorous activity which is going to be implemented on the day of training. Here, since we are dealing with the movements of wheelchair with rapid action, so there is a requirement of specific warm-up. I am showing that the directions with my racket, and the athletes are following the same. Back, side, back, back. In order to become an professional wheelchair athlete, execution of stroke is important. But before execution of stroke, a player must learn how to handle and operate the wheelchair. The stance position is a very primary aspect of operation of wheelchair, and while taking the stance position, the players depends upon it depends upon their strategy what they use while they are on court, and also depends upon the nature of their disability. Here we have Prem Ale, who is a WH1 athlete. Playing a singles match, he prefer to hold the wheelchair from the front and also taking up the position at the center of the court. Also, he likes to little slide inward in the front, so that he can manage his movements, since he has got a problem of back and spinal cord injury. Similarly, we have Shashank Kumar. He is also a WH1 athlete, and he also, with the nature of his disability, prefers to have his body leaning onward in the front, so that he can make himself comfortable for the execution of strokes. Similarly, we have Abu Hubeda, who is a WH2 athlete. He is leaning forward comparatively more than WH1 athlete, and this is his comfortable position, and he likes to stay in the middle of the court and concentrating on the front side, since he has more of the problem in the lower limb. We have Ammu Mohan, who is also one of a WH2 athlete, and since she has some problem of back, so that's why she prefers to let her back straight while she keeps her stance position, and at the same time she wished to hold her wheelchair at the middle near to her body so that she can operate the wheelchair both in the front and in the back with the similar pressure and push. Training a wheelchair athlete is a very interesting subject. First of all, I would recommend every coach to have the feel of wheelchair and how to make a wheelchair movement. A coach must realize how a wheelchair athlete operates his wheelchair, how much comfortable this flow of wheel while operating from the hand, and how to stop it and how to put it direction in any of the required way. As you are aware that in a badminton sports, the shuttle can move anywhere, at any angle, at any direction, at any position. Therefore, the movement of wheelchair should be very prompt, very effective, and very commanding. And for this, a player has to work hard using the wheelchair with a maximum time so that he can operate this wheelchair in a very comfortable and commanding way. I'll brief you more directions and more angles which a coach can use to make his athlete more expert for the operation of this wheelchair. Today we will discuss on the pushes of wheelchair, which is a very important aspect. Here I have Prem Ale, the WH1 athlete, who will show you how to operate a wheelchair movements on the front. This is the front straight movement he is making, holding the wheelchair. Again, he is making the front movement, and it's a diagonal front movement on the left side, and again the diagonal movement on the right side. A wheelchair, because the shuttle can travel anywhere, and so as the wheelchair. This was the front movement and stop and push position for the wheelchair. I have another athlete, Shashank Kumar, who is going to show you the back push of wheelchair, then holding the wheelchair, again coming back to center position, then making a diagonal move towards the right, and again the diagonal back move towards the left. And now he is going to do it fast. Back push, stop, come, hold, right push, diagonal back, and on the left side a diagonal push. Now let me show you the WH2 player Abu Hubeda, who is going to show us the sideways movements of wheelchair. This is the left move and push, making it straight, again making a left move, making a right push, making a left push, and again holding the wheelchairs, giving it a direction and making the push according to the move of shuttlecock. We also have to show you the diagonal movements of wheelchair. Amu Mohan is going to show. Amu, this is a diagonal move on the left side, and again pushing it back, taking the little hold at the center, and again making it towards the left diagonal corner. And this way Amu is trying to cover the diagonal chords. As a coach, you are aware that holding the racket, the grip, and changing the grip while making a backhand or a forehand stroke is very important. For a wheelchair athlete, the holding of wheelchair around with the correct grip of racket is very important. Here I'll show you the athlete how he is managing the front movements with holding the racket. Here Craig Ale is holding the racket on the right hand and also managing the wheelchair, and he is making a front straight move and executing the stroke. Here and backhand, front backhand move left. Here he has made back move and forehand front move. Here he has made the forehand one. Do it all together. Front move and it's the backhand move and it's the right move. While making this stroke, the athlete has to keep in mind the grips, the position of thumb, and of course the elbow position. And similarly, if an athlete make a back movement with the holding of racket, executing a stroke, he is making a front stroke back move, and on the left side he is making a forehand stroke and holding the wheelchair back, and that making a round head stroke. And now he is doing all together fast hand side and diagonally round head side. And by doing this, the athlete has kept in mind that his grip on the racket should be intact. Similarly, we have the WH2 athlete making the sideways movements and holding the racket grip properly, executing the stroke in a shadow, making a left side execution and making a right side sideways execution of stroke. Again, making a fast move towards the left, holding the wheelchair, then doing the right, then doing the left, and doing the right. And this way, he is managing his wheelchair, making racket actions, and also considering that he should not lose the grip of racket. We also have Ammu Mohan, who is trying to make the diagonal move and at the same time holding the racket and making racket actions on the left side coming and going back, making a round hand stroke again on the left side on the front, then again moving diagonally back, making a forehand stroke. And similarly he is doing the movements fast, all four corners, one corner, two corner, third corner, and the fourth corner. And this way the athlete is managing the racket action, holding the grips, operation of wheelchair all together in a successful way. We have covered the stance position, we have covered the holding of racket, we have covered the operation of wheelchair, and we have also made the racket action with wheelchair movements. Once the athlete is perfect in making the wheelchair movements along with the making correct racket actions, here is the time for the coach to look on execution of strokes by feeding shuttlecocks, by hand, or with the racket.